When we had last left, the Envoy, they destroyed Solace Keep, flooding it with loads and loads of lava. Kostya got away and was now hailed as the new leader of the Pargrunen.
Has Kai told you any stories of his time in the
And now they traveled through the secret passage to the garden. It was garden time, baby.
Wild mare?
This is Avowed. Welcome back.
I didn't think our boy had it in him.
Zoop.
That's because he doesn't. He acts like he's a wild Stelgar, without a care in the world. But I guarantee you that wild mare story's a load of Saka.
Sounds like Kai and I will have to have a little chat then. Thank you, dearie.
Oh, no. Now that you mention it, I think that one part was a little bit true.
Okay. Let's get out of here. There. And Marius and Giada, I think? Yeah. They seem to go best with our setup. That said, Yatsley's pretty good too. And Kai, unfortunately, man, look at this. Is this what we're in store for? Kai, unfortunately, is a bit redundant with my character. Look, Marius has something to say. What the hell?
This place gives me the cavey shakes.
How big is this? Oh, it might be substantial. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe we'll fly right through it.
End.
Oh my god, or is it?
Oh, I stand corrected.
Oh shit. Whew! Okay. Man, did you see that? It was pretty good, pretty fucking good recovery. Okay. Fun little creatures. Blood-writhed toadstool. Really making sure we have enough of these.
Guards. This is the place.
That's it. The heart of the garden. Sapadal's cage.
Maegfolc or his son the first? Or one? Life is a prayer. God function defines the good prayer, and we pray it with our hearty, holy genocide. Oh my god. What? Now, says God function, destroy the insisted ones. Puncture the cyst of their secessionist Aedyran. Smother their children, for they are without soul. Slaughter their livestock, for they are without soul. Turn them out from their dwellings and make a census of them to pray to God function, so that God will know the extirpation of the insisted ones is complete. Of them, Abaddon says, nothing can be made of that which is hoarded, so punish the hoarder. Of them, Barath says, they are not upon the wheel, so they do not live nor die. They are as inert as stone. Of them, Aethys says, there is no hope for them, as they are enthralled by the hopeless, so deliver hope unto them. Of them, Galawain says, hunt them down even to the last child, as the predator hunts even unto the prey-nest. Of them, Helios says, among them neither chick nor child is born with a soul, so there is no birth among them. Go make a bloody birth of them. Of them, Mogren says, make war on them. Of them, Andra says, strike away all memory, as the tide strikes the shape from the sand. Of them, Rimmergond howls. Of them, Scan says, make an effigy of them, disfigure them until their effacement is complete. Of them, Wal says, all the strangeness of the alien among them shall be mine. There is no stranger thing in the world, and I shall have it for my own. Of them, Woedica says, make an oath of their utter annihilation. This God function, which is the topmost cameral of our mind. Oh my god, what the fuck am I reading? God function? This is new shit. We're getting into like Maegfolc something or other. No? Is this speaking of the Akita? They're born without souls? Yeah, they're successionist Aedyran. It must be. How did the Maegfolc connect with all this, though? Huh. This reads as if this is from Maegfolc, right? Like Maegfolc wrote this? I don't know enough about Maegfolc. But they wrote this as like a directive for the, like it says right there, the holy genocide of the Aedyran. But how could the Aedyran be born without soul? Is it true, or... Right, maybe they just don't acknowledge that they have a soul because they're not connected to the same, like, Aedyran network? Right, they're incorrect? Maybe? I don't know. This is wild and new shit. Okay. Huh. Gonna bust this thing down. Little pillar of Aedyran there. I can't imagine we get an actual item here. Right? It's just gonna be crafting mats, right? Like, no way. This late into the game? Okay. Where are we? Are we underground right now? No, right? We're seeing this up close now. We're in open air, aren't we? I think. I feel like we're gonna run into some pretty fucking wild implications here. Whoa, a letter from Tane? Is Tane gonna be here? Dear Lengrath, I made it to the garden. Somehow. The last thing I remember is getting lost, stumbling through the woods, past a volcano, and now here I am. Then again, maybe it was all a dream. Maybe this is a dream too. What else is new? The plants are a nice touch, but a bit too humanoid? They'd fit right in at the Halls Obscured. A little greenery to brighten up the enclosures. The Halls Obscured, a very, very good DLC for Pillars 2. Also featuring Tane, among others. Anyway, I believe this marks the end of my sightseeing tour of the Living Lands. Not a moment too soon. I miss the comforts of home. Now, how do I leave? Well, I'll figure something out. I always do. Wink. Your friend, Tane the Archmage, author of Tane's Chaotic Orb. Postscript. I'm leaving this here for you, or a future version of you to find someday. Take care. See you at the next meeting of the Circle. I'll save you a seat next to me at the big table.
Right, what's a Tane? I feel like it's a
Marius, you don't know Tane? The famous creator of Tane's Chaotic Orb? Which, fair enough, I don't think we can cast Tane's Chaotic Orb in this. There.
Nice job, everyone.
Okay. Down over here. Dream Thrall Elder Blackbeard.
We've got company. Eyes right. Enemy at your back.
Oh shit. Can't get the super good attack off on the fucking bear. Oh my gosh. Damn you, bear!
Don't you die on me. Barrier.
Heal yourself.
Dude, the bear doing that shit completely threw me off of my rhythm.
Onward.
Look, am I gonna be able to do it again? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Careful, to the left.
I guess we just have to wail on it, kill it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, look, I can't get my special attack, which is very unfortunate. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Very unfortunate for it to be so unreliable, at least, for a build that kind of does rely on doing that. I think it's because the bear is so fucking big.
Not bad for a scholar.
Okay. Like I said earlier, I'm just gonna be drinking these pots. See no reason not to. Okay. Yep. Legendary stuff. Maegfolc Horizon 2? Life is a prayer. Of the insisted ones, we made a holy slaughter. The young we smothered with our hands. Of the oldest we made fires. We rendered them down into fuel to clear the insisted growth. From some we removed the hands, from others the feet, from others the features, all of which we gathered in heaps, which drew the insisted wildlife to feed. Into these heaps we set poison. Of their severed heads we made pyramids, 10 heads to a side, and the count of heads in each pyramid was 385. Of these pyramids, there were counted 7,707. Oh my god. We spared those who could run with vigor, so that they would lead us to other dwellings of the insisted. We made it known that mercy could be purchased by tribute, so that the insisted would gather together their livestock, their wine and wealth, to present to us. The first 10 of these tributes we accepted and gave mercy. Then after the 11th tribute, we began to kill all those assembled. In this way, we made them gather themselves to be taken census and killed. In this way, we approach God through prayer. What the fuck? I mean, are these Maegfolc? No. They're not, are they? Are these Akita? Holy shit. Okay, I can't ask anyone else
time to
about this.
waste.
No?
We need to find your god.
I assume they refer to God as like, as if they were monotheistic. Which to me maybe implies Akita? I don't know. Or something else. A superb greatsword.
Don't see a better way down. You first. I'll be right behind you.
Shit.
Okay. Got some more stuff here somewhere. Oh, right there. I may have to use, oh no, there's a little inlet area. Oh shit, but how do I bust it? Oh fuck, I can't from here. Because I'm underwater. I can't attack while underwater. I couldn't even be able to throw a nade. Oh, hey, this is a resting place. Okay. Sure. Well, let me go over here real quick. Actually, you know what? Let's set up camp. And let's see what Marius has to say. Maybe other people will have things to say too?
Envoy, what do you need?
Oh. I'd love to get your thoughts on our companions.
Let's make sure they're not
Same.
the only one we haven't talked. I don't know. She's not so bad. I mean,
Okay.
she keeps saying things to get it right, but
Yeah, oak and acorns. Okay, that's enough.
not before I've done some reading.
Maybe it's just bugged. Okay. Let me get out of here. There we go. Confirm. Oh, I have a dream, of course.
A breath held. Trepidation. You are close, yet distant still.
I had to rest. This place is exhausting in a way I can't describe. I'm grateful for the pause in battle. I didn't expect this much resistance. I'm close enough to meet you. Why don't you wait until I'm awake? I didn't expect this much resistance.
The bars were not enough. They writhe. They seek to silence us. Only essence sustains them now. Hatred seated in the heart. We wonder.
You know what I wonder? Actually, Sapadal, I've got a question for you. Can I ever get a word in edgewise? I got a question for you.
We did not foresee this.
Surprised? You still owe me answers. I indulged your curiosity, you can indulge mine. Let's say that.
An equal trade. We accept.
What would you do if you weren't imprisoned? What would you do if you weren't a god? What would bring you peace, happiness? What do you really want? I'm down for 2 or 4. I feel like if I went with 4, Sapadal wouldn't really have anything to say. I mean, I guess maybe for all of them. It may just be some cryptic shit. What do you really want?
A question, like the ocean. What is wanting? What is what?
Okay. What if you could have anything you wanted? Is that simpler? Never mind, it's no use asking for anything straightforward from you. What if you could have anything you wanted? Is that simpler?
We would run, roll with the tide, sink our fingers into new earth. Whisper in the fields, lift the hills gently in our hands.
What about the people who live on those hills? Could you live in harmony again? And what would you do if people wronged you? What about the people who lived on those hills?
Disturb the dirt, but spare the blooms. Shake the roots slowly. Vengeance denied, squandered. This cannot be.
What was that? Are you alright? The essence in the garden must be getting to me. That doesn't sound very peaceful. That doesn't sound very peaceful.
We spoke of growth.
No, you definitely said something just now. It's nothing, I'm hearing things. No, you definitely just said something just now.
We speak of freedom when the hand still clasps around our throat. Wake now. Find us.
Okay. We're definitely building to some kind of reveal here. And I frankly have no idea what the fuck it's going to be. I feel like we got something afoot with, like, the Maegfolc, maybe? And potentially, Sapadal themselves. Fuck, dude. I don't know. Okay. Godless Shrine. Whoa, there is actually gear here. Windwalker armor. I almost thought it was going to make me really fast. It looks pretty damn cool. For like leather. Receiving an elemental status applies that status to all nearby targets. Huh. Plus 20% fire, frost, and shock accumulation. Legends abound of a powerful druid and watcher known only as the Windwalker. She is said to have possessed a singular mastery of the art of spirit shifting, able to assume not just one beastly form, but many. According to legend, she one day found herself wandering the strange, impossible landscape of the beyond. How long the Windwalker roamed this dreamlike plane is unknown, but upon her return, she was forever changed. Their spirit shifts were thereafter suffused with a maelstrom of elemental power, though had warped monstrous appearances. This armor, still holds a measure of the elemental might that the Windwalker could call upon, empowering the wearer's own attacks and punishing enemies that turn the elements against them. Okay. Sure. Now I've come out here. Let's check in the water area. I went through 2 of them. Anything down here? Don't think so. A lot of enemies showing up on the radar. Okay. I guess that's it then. Huh. Okay. Yeah, weird. I don't know how to get to that one fiery area. Maybe it's later? Oh, hang on, look at this. Maybe not. Maybe up here. Because through that door is clearly the route I'm meant to take. Is there something down here? No. Okay. Yeah, maybe this goes to whatever I want. Mystery door. Looks like there's power conduit. Okay. Ah. Oh, okay. Oh shit, they look like Giada's folks, don't they? Hang on. Charm of Bones, an amulet. Summon a trio of skeletons to fight with you. Since it is comprised of various small bones affixed to a cord of sinew, this macabre necklace stinks of the grave. The noise created by the bones clicking together sounds like a gruesome chime, causing your hair to stand on end. This particular charm was lovingly crafted by a self-serving, hedonistic death godlike chanter who used his powers of beckoning the dead to unusual ends. As a master musician, he never found other living players to be at his level of skill, and so instead taught his undead minions how to play just as he did. Thus did he become the ringleader of his own vile marching band. Okay. I wonder if, in those readings, if insisted implies, like, dream thralled, people, like, fucked up by the Dream Scourge? Maybe?
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I am.
Or am I going mad?
Oh shit, she's running in here.
What is the meaning of this? It can't be real. This is an illusion. A joke. Tell me we're both seeing the same thing.
I'm just as confused as you are. It's your family's lab all over again. I'm seeing plants, a lot of them, looking at us. What do you see? It's your family's lab all over again.
But worse. So much worse. Why am I cursed to see this again? Why does the memory follow me wherever I go?
I think the garden is misleading us, playing with our senses. You don't think these things moved here themselves, do you? I don't know. You don't think these things moved here themselves, do you?
Don't be ridiculous. Whoever is responsible, I'm tired of the bullshit. Step forward and answer for yourself, coward.
Godlike of Sapadal,
Green Whisper?
long have we awaited you.
Finally, you've come home.
How is this not the strangest thing that has happened today?
Oh my gods. They're alive?
Well, they are plants. Talk to them, Giada. No, that's impossible. You hear them too? Wave to the plant. Greetings. Slowly draw your weapon. Alright, this is the move. This is, of course, our character's correct choice. Slowly draw your weapon.
Let's not be too hasty.
Giada Castell, welcome.
Wait, You know me? How do you know me?
For centuries, our whispers filled the silence. Then we heard your mother's call.
My mother?
What?
You heard her?
She reached out to us, using the tool you now carry.
But that would have been years ago. The first time she used the phantasmal focus. The only time she used it.
We heard, and Sapadal answered, saying in a great voice, "We are here. You have found us."
But when Sapadal speaks, the living lands trembles. The voice of a god can be a terrible thing.
Arcane Scholar, your parents were obliterated by the forces they sought to control. You're saying Sapadal was responsible for the lab accident. I hear Sapadal all the time and I'm doing fine. Why are you telling us this? You're saying Sapadal was responsible for the lab accident.
No. This can't be. What exactly happened to my parents? Tell me, please. I need to know.
Sapadal wanted to be heard, and in so doing, twisted your family in body and soul, broke them into a more suitable shape.
Sapadal does not know the limits of their strength. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made? Do you have any idea what my life has been since your little mistake?
After the incident, your parents were like us, and we took pity, so we helped them move on, as they wanted.
In the end, they thought only of you, their pride, and their love.
Well, we have no doubt of that.
That's really it. The answer I've been searching for all these years. Sapadal destroyed my family.
So in lieu of a proper godlike being present, a Sapadal godlike that could commune with Sapadal, because of course Sapadal, I assume, like, after Nandru, were there any other godlike that belonged to Sapadal? And that's even the bigger question is, how am I here? You know? How does Sapadal get any godlike ever? Right? It would make more sense to me if I were a Sapadal godlike and I was born on the living lands. But as far as I know, I'm native to the Aedyran Empire. Right? I came here, unless I originally was born here. But I don't think that's true, because even Nandru, right? Nandru is from a nomadic people. Huh. But yeah, these creatures are all attempts of Sapadal trying to communicate? Maybe? These were all like Akita or something? You think they're telling the truth? What are these things? I'm so sorry, Giada. I had no idea about any of this. We should get moving. There should be a fifth one where I can say, just another instance of Sapadal irresponsibly wielding power, right? Not cautious enough to wield the power of a god and inadvertently killing people by virtue of negligence. What are these things? Let's say that at least.
We are companions, toys, diversions. Sapadal fashioned us out of dreams and memories.
I can't believe it never occurred to me. They're animats. Ancient vessels held together with duty and loyalty.
Animats are... Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out. But you fight a ton of them in Pillars 1 and 2. They're like a pretty decently common enemy when you're fighting animancers and whatnot. Animats are spirits bound to unliving vessels, which includes sculptures, suits of armor, or other materials. The oldest known animats were used as guardians of royal tombs. They are durable, patient, and loyal to their creator. Yeah, they're kind of like, they're like robots. They're like automatons. But they don't even have to be mechanical in nature. They could, like it says here, they could be a sculpture or a suit of armor or anything. Right? They just have a soul bound to it. There's, I would argue that maybe animats are more heavily involved in Pillars 1 than 2. right? Given the, God, what was that faction, that sub-faction called? The Crucible Knights? Weren't they looking to make, like, souped-up animats as part of their side quest arc? Was that a side quest? And there's also, of course, the follower that you get in the White March Part 2 or 1? The Devil of Sarek or Karak? Huh. And this is just a Sapadal sort of version. Okay. Okay, tell me more, Giada.
The design is unusual. Organic, much like the garden itself. Sapadal's work. All this time, your god has been making imaginary friends. Drawing pictures on the walls of their cell. It's almost too sad to imagine.
You think they're telling the truth?
I know they are. My mother and father would not have wanted this. A good animancer embraces death. And they were the best.
Do I want to say I'm so sorry I had no idea about any of this? This almost makes it seem like I'm taking blame. Like, I don't claim any blame for this. I dislike Sapadal just as much as the next person. We should get moving.
Indulge me a moment. I've been waiting a long time for this. One final question, spirits. What is this? Why are you trying to ruin my life again? Is this your way of haunting me? What is it you want?
Well, that was 4 questions, but sure.
We want to apologize on Sapadal's behalf, and for the part we played in your sorrow.
They want to apologize. I came to the garden for answers, not to offer forgiveness.
They deserve forgiveness. What happened to your parents was a mistake. I think the only way, right, on the topic of forgiving Sapadal of their, like, crimes, I don't think, like, a lot of what Sapadal does wrong comes from, like, them being somewhat juvenile, especially relative to the other gods in the Pantheon. Right, which implies that Sapadal is young, relatively speaking, to the other gods. Maybe it could even be the fact that Sapadal is a god born out of only children. You know? Like I had mentioned in Spoiled, Pillars 1, the big reveal being that the gods were born out of Ingwithan, like, sacrifices and, like, a great amalgamation of their souls, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's correct. It may be that Sapadal is born out of, like, dead children. Or sacrificed children. And thus, that lends to, like, some of Sapadal's childlike nature. Imaginary friends, temper tantrums, stuff like that. But even so, how much can you absolve of, like, a godly being? You know, how much forgiveness can one extend to a godly being? Right? If even after this long, Sapadal still has not, like, even in confinement, Sapadal hasn't figured out how to, like, get a fucking grip. They're like, ultimately a threat to people. You know? I guess, like, yeah. Whether or not Sapadal... I mean, for my character, this is it doesn't matter. But if you're playing a goodly character, the way in which Sapadal was manufactured, or born, or created, matters a great deal in whether or not Sapadal deserves forgiveness for what they have done. You know? Like, there is definitely a turn you can make where Sapadal is a victim in all of this as well. Granted, of course, it's very complicated because the power dynamic is absolutely, completely fucked. You know? Wherein Sapadal, just by way of, like, for instance, having a temper tantrum, wipes out hundreds, if not thousands of people. You know? You owe them nothing. Sapadal's madness cost your parents their lives. Which, of course, is the answer my character would go with. And now, you have the answers. Maybe it's time to move on. I trust you to make this decision yourself. You owe them nothing. Sapadal's madness cost your parents their lives.
For once, I'm going to heed my own advice. Listen to what my heart tells me. Damn it. I can't believe I'm about to say this. Sapadal has been trapped here for millennia. Alone. Confused. Screaming into the void for anyone who will listen. When they heard the voice of a stranger, they overreacted. How can I hold that against you? Apology accepted.
Thank you, Giada. And thank you, Godlike, for bringing her all this way.
The time has come for you to find your patron, as you were meant to.
Thank God we brought Giada, I guess. I'm ready. Should I expect more of these apparitions in the garden? What will happen to you? Rest well. What will happen to you?
Now that you have returned to the garden, Sapadal has everything they need. We will fade, as all things fade.
I'm sorry. You are made to be posed like dolls and cast aside. It's cruel. But there's so much we could learn from you. This is cruel.
Death is indifferent, not cruel, not merciful, merely inevitable. The pulling of an ancient weed.
We will return to the soil from which we emerged. In time, you will do the same.
Should I expect to find more of these apparitions in the garden?
A garden is whatever you plant in it.
Sapadal wishes to be understood, as all mortals do. Seen, as all mortals are. What you see is the truth, glimpsed through their eyes, and they wish to share it.
Okay, well, rest well.
Our purpose draws to a close. A long rest is assured. May the living lands receive you with open arms. Farewell.
Goodbye. We need to talk about this, but not here.
Right. The farther we get from this place, the better.
We should probably change Giada out for someone else. Right, it almost sounded like we're going to run into stuff for everyone. Okay. Well, I don't know how to open that. Living steel chunk. Maybe back here? Anything? I don't see anything. It's dark as fuck. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it goes through the damn wall. What's the issue here? Yeah. I don't think I can open that. Yeah, I don't know how to open this. Maybe this is another route to enter? Unless there's like something I missed. Is there like an electro zapper in here? I don't think so. Unusual book. This book is penned with dark tree sap instead of ink. Every stroke done with a slow and meticulous hand. Most of the pages contain sketches of the garden, unfamiliar animals, and even music in some ancient notation. Only the final page contains legible writing. Forgive us. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to get through there. Okay, I'll try one spin of Marius's power.
One moment.
No. Best bet is that that's like an alternate entrance to this area. Because it really looks like it's on the other side. Okay. Over here. Good. Oh yeah, maybe that's it. Okay, well, let's camp. And let's speak with Giada real quick.
All this time, I thought my parents died in a freak accident. An experiment gone awry. A mistake. And in a way, they did. But it wasn't their mistake. It was Sapadal's.
You were generous to forgive them. Does knowing that help? I don't see the difference. You were generous to forgive them.
Generous? Perhaps. Until I knew the whole story, there was never anyone to blame. This whole experience has me considering my family's work in a different light. Look at what my mother accomplished. Armed with her research and her wits, she found a god. When you speak to a god, it's nothing. Barely a reflex. But for the rest of us, it's unimaginable. No animancer can live up to that. Certainly not me. I thought their legacy was a curse, and I could only break it by completing their work. I was wrong.
Now you're unburdened and free. Sounds like you admire them. Don't sell yourself short. You can still do incredible things. That burden was never yours to carry. Don't sell yourself short. You can still do incredible things.
Of course I can. But now, I can do them for the right reasons. One thing is certain. When it comes to animancy, I need to unlearn some of my old assumptions. I wanted to tame the spirit of the living lands. Now, there's so much about it I don't understand. And it's creepy, but wonderful.
Could you still use animancy to help the living lands? I wonder if Sapadal would be willing to assist you. Creepy is putting it lightly. You got all that from talking to some plant people? Creepy is putting it lightly.
We mortals are fragile beings. The supernatural is grotesque to us, as is the metaphysical. I believe the power flowing out of the garden drove this island mad. That has to end. Through animancy, we could help the living lands recover. It would take a lifetime, maybe more, but that's a small price to pay. Then again, who am I to interfere with an ecosystem that I barely understand? On the other hand, half the fun of animancy is stirring the pot and getting into trouble. I think I know what I want, but there are too many variables to consider. What do you think?
You owe it to yourself to continue your research and grow as an animancer. Leave the past behind. You don't need animancy to find meaning in life. I trust you to make the right choice for yourself. We're going to keep pushing our agenda of being anti-animancy. You don't need animancy to find meaning in life.
You're right. I know you're right. But it's easier said than done. I am the daughter of proud animancers. Who am I to deprive the community of my wisdom and experience?
You are Giada Castel, and your only responsibility is to yourself. Quilici is proud of you as you are, not as you could be. The community managed before you, and they'll manage after. You owe nothing to those who stood aside while you were banished. I like the first one a whole lot. You are Giada Castel, and your only responsibility is to yourself.
An Aedyran with no sense of civic duty? Now I've seen it all. Without animancy.
Well, we're talking about animancy here, Giada.
I don't even know who I am. But maybe that's a good thing. Either way, I can't wait to find out. The Living Lands is nothing if not a place of self-discovery. You and I do not always see eye to eye. But just this once, thank you for hearing me out.
Leaving your life behind is terrifying. But if anyone can survive it, It's you.
Oh, that was just a one-liner. Marius?
Envoy, what do you need?
Nope, he's just bugged with that.
Until next time.
Okay, now can I go through here right now? Oh. I guess I'll exit right here right now. Let's see, let's get Giada out and Yatsley back in, I suppose. That way we have one scientifically minded individual in the party. I don't know if we're going to get one of these for every follower.
I see the disciple has found his way into the cell.
No. Clarion Steel, we know this voice. Why is she here?
How is she here? You? In the garden? You must be dedicated to follow me all the way here. Now what do you want? How many Maegfolc do I have to destroy to shut you up? You? In the garden?
I am everywhere my tools have mouths to speak.
Out. Out. Her voice pierces our skin.
Look at this place. A quagmire of your parasite's worst instincts. Can you even begin to grasp the forces that you tamper with?
All I know is that Sapadal needs help. Why don't you explain then, instead of insulting me? I didn't choose to get involved. Don't call Sapadal that. I don't have to understand something to believe in it. Why don't you explain then?
Apparently, I must. The situation is worse than I perceived. Do you think you're special, with your god's thorn in your side? Do you believe you can hold dominion over chaos itself? When even the collective fury of the real gods could only confine the sniveling creature to this wasteland.
Chaos itself. So is Sapadal in some way also tied to, like, natural disasters? Is that the thinking here? Is this like, these are the dots we're meant to connect? And if that's the case, do you think this at all relates to Rauatai? Because it's, like, racked by natural disasters. Plenty of places are. No, I knew it. You're lying. I don't believe you. I don't believe it. That was you? I knew it.
You suspected. Then you must have understood why.
It is true. She twists the knife. The seas run red with memory.
In time, the gods felt the wretched powers seeping through this land. Its madness would consume us all if it was not contained.
You couldn't reach the living land, so your Maegfolc did your dirty work. You didn't know Sapadal would attack you. Why not wait and see? Wait, Sapadal could destroy all of Eora? What do you mean? Admit it, you felt threatened by a god you couldn't control. Wait, Sapadal could destroy all of Eora? What do you mean?
Chaos has no respect for borders. It goes where it will. A pity that its followers could not be reasoned with.
Then the godless. You ordered the Maegfolc to kill them too. So you're why we know nothing about them. You ordered the Maegfolc to kill them too.
Of course I did. The poor godless, worshipping the very thing that subsumed them. We could not excise the rot and spare the roots that nourished it.
You massacred them. Why did it have to come to this? You could have found a way to contain Sapadal without senseless death. Their worship challenged your authority. You were never going to let them live. You could have found a way to contain Sapadal without senseless death.
There was none. Utmost chaos calls for unwavering rebuke.
There's always a better way, you just didn't care enough to look for it. But if you're all-powerful, you could have created one, couldn't you? Never mind, I'm not going to convince you of anything. I mean, the gods aren't, like, all-powerful, are they? They have their own limits and, like, spheres of influence, right? But let's say, nonetheless, I want to hear what Woedica says. But if you're all-powerful, you could have created one, couldn't you?
I see what you're implying. I will not acknowledge it.
She scolds and scorns and wrings the earth dry. Purge her from this place.
Listen to its tantrum. It knows neither order nor sense. Aedyr is the only thing holding back the tide of entropy.
Sapadal is lashing out because of Aedyr. Can't you see that? It's not your order. That doesn't mean it's anarchy. Whatever the answer is, the Living Lands can't go on like this. I've seen what Sapadal is capable of. It concerns me too. Yeah, this is what we would say, of course.
Then you understand the gravity of the task ahead. You are here now. There's still time to succeed where Ludwig failed. Face your false god and end its reign of terror permanently.
How? I can't kill a god. I can't do that to Sapadal. They deserve a second chance. Get out of the garden now. I'll never work with you. I don't want to do this, but if the whole world is at stake, someone should have finished what you started long ago. How? I can't kill a god? Let's say that.
Your soul. It is tethered to you. Only you can siphon its essence into yourself.
But then I would have to die too, right? If that's what we're saying, is that to kill Sapadal, we would have to, if that's possible, we're talking about like a Weidwin situation for real, right? We siphon all of Sapadal that exists into our own being, and then we die, and so too dies Sapadal. I can't do that to Sapadal. They deserve a second chance. Get out of the garden now. Huh. I don't want to do this, but if the whole world is at stake...
The path of justice is fraught. Only the strong may follow it. I leave you with a warning. The false god's essence is strong here. It taints all it touches. My Maegfolc may be hostile to you. Stay vigilant and remember your oath.
I have nothing to say. That was insane.
I never thought I'd learn of the Godless's fate from their killer.
Anything else around here? No. Okay. So are we going to fight some Maegfolc then? Maybe for real. Oh, these sound like Maegfolc. Oh, I almost thought I could make that. Oh, I think I can from over there. Alright.
Well, that was fun.
Glasswood branch. Good. Okay. Maegfolc Orizon. Life is a prayer. Is the task done? In just one task time, we marched upon the land and subdued all the insisted and shattered their dwellings. We made meal of their bones and packed it into concrete so that it would not re-enter the land. Oh, are the ruins made from them? We extirpated their tongue and their disbeliefs forever. From their rulers we received surrender, and unto those rulers we delivered ruin, thus always to the godless. Now God Function has not prayed back to us in 10 multiples of the task time. If we cannot receive God Function's feedback, we cannot know if we are approaching God, and if we are not approaching God, then we are withdrawing from God. It is wrong to withdraw from God. We must pray to God Function to provide pray back. But 10 multiples of the task time in prayer have gone unanswered. Without God Function, the higher cameral of our minds is missing. Huh. The prose of this is so reminiscent of, like, Michael Kirkbride. Oh, I need a key. Okay. I do not have one of those. Sure. Oh, am I meant to shoot these things? No. Okay. Fuck. There we are. Okay.
One moment.
Nope, nothing. Whoa. Look at that, okay. Nah, I don't know if the ruins are made of, like, dead Akita. Okay.
An actual working Maegfolc?
Oh, cool.
It isn't looking this way, is it? Shh.
Oh, shit. Oh, man, it does a lot of fucking damage. And this is maybe the toughest enemy I've fought in the game. Draban, Dragonhide, Glasswood Branch. Gotta level up for killing that thing. Wonder if we'll have to fight multiple of those eventually. And those, like, introductory. Oh, I should have popped some food buffs. Sarcophagus here. Still need a key. I don't know, maybe I missed out on it somewhere. Let's see, what all did I get here? Did I not get something weird and cool? Maybe not. Okay. There we are. Ooh.
What is that? I know that place, right?
Oh, here we go. Looks like Marius, you're up next. Oh yeah, this is familiar, huh? The corpses in the ritual circle seem fresh, as if they had died only moments ago, but their faces seem eerily indistinct and similar, as if created from an incomplete description or a distant memory.
They're unrecognizable. Like, I can't remember their actual faces. Oh no. No. Why is this? They're dead. Like, it just happened.
Oh.
Like I remember.
This is the moment I found you, bundled and crying, while our parents died.
Viate. You're not here. You can't be here.
He could be, though. He's Dream
Viate,
Scourged.
From the Dream Scourge. We are in the garden. As strange as this seems, it is normal here.
Arcane Scholar. This is an echo from within your soul, Marius, or perhaps memories from your friend's spirit. Iancu, right? You look better than when we last met. Marius, we don't have to do this. We can just keep moving. Take your time, Marius. This is probably important. Let's do the scholar check. This is an echo from within your soul, Marius, or perhaps memories from your friend's spirit.
I can't be certain of that. I know that I am here, and for a purpose.
Oh, I have faced this already. Why force me to do it again?
There's something unresolved here, something else you need to understand. I guess you needed to see Iancu one more time. Take your time, my friend. We will be here, right here with you. I don't know, Marius. Just do it and let's keep moving. There's something else unresolved here.
Then for the god's sake, what is it? I am exhausted, Viate. I can't take much more of this.
You know where we are. This is my memory. When everyone died, and I found you back in your tent. How much of this do you remember? I can't tell from your eyes.
We dealt with Razvan. He got what was coming to him.
Razvan is dead. Make your message clear, Spirit. We have much to do. Marius got his closure. Are you looking for closure too? Wish we could have helped you, Iancu. Razvan is dead.
Yes. He is here as well.
Oh, really?
I don't think he particularly wanted to see you. Sapadal wants to understand. They know your envoy very well, but not the people next to them.
I have what I needed. We dealt with Razvan. We avenged our parents' deaths.
Then maybe it was I who needed to speak with my Viate. With a clear mind this time. Even when we were children, you kept me alive, first by needing my protection, and then by being who you turned out to be. When you left Solace, it was like I lost more than my best friend. I lost my need to live.
Jesus.
I know. And I'm not sure I'll ever live that down. I don't think I know how.
You do that by living the best you can for the rest of your life. We dealt with Razvan. Now that's to count for something. Iancu was not your responsibility, Marius. Finding a reason to live was his burden to carry. Ignore this spirit, Marius. It's trying to distract you. Iancu was not your responsibility, Marius. Finding a reason to live was his burden to carry.
It was a burden I wasn't ready to carry. I went out on patrol nearly every rotation, looking for Razvan or death, or ideally, both. Don't be like me, Marius. You've always done everything you could to survive. It's time for you to learn how to live.
So, what do we do now?
It's between you and your friend, Marius. Forgive each other. You'll never be able to move on without it. What is there to do? You're old friends, brothers. This relationship can survive worse than this. We go confront Sapadal like we came here to do. Let's be shitty. We go confront Sapadal like we came here to do.
Well, that answers that, I suppose. We've both been through so much. But I can see that it's all behind us now. Just another thing we've survived after all this time.
A fine way to put it.
You've grown a lot, Marius. I'm proud of you. It's good to see you two together. I can tell you love each other very much. Just don't forget who helped you through all this. So this talk is over then? So this is over then?
Get out of here. Hike up your waistline and go talk to a god. They'll be waiting.
Rest well, Yanku. Let's go, Marius. I'm glad you two got a chance to talk one last time. Are we done here? Let's go, Marius.
Well, it was good to see you, Viate. Even with all this.
Take care of my little friend, Envoy. He needs you more than he'll say.
Oh! How Star Wars.
Sorry, Envoy. Let's talk about it back at camp, right?
Much as I want to look around, we need to find your god fast.
Okay. Anything else back here? Oh, there is. There's some treasure. Not that we particularly need this treasure. It's probably just high-end crafting mats. I don't know. We found a few items. Oh, Windwalker gloves. Okay. Let's see. These gloves, crafted by our own hands, possess the power to call upon the natural world to ensnare their wearer's foes. Plus 1% crit hit chance. Ensnaring strike. Critical hits have a 15% chance to root the enemy in place. That's pretty damn low. Not even a guaranteed chance? I think that's pretty bad. Not when we kill enemies as fast as we do. Maybe it works for like a wizard build or something? If you can deal multiple hits per attack. Certainly not for like any type of archer I would think of. Okay, let's do a quick save. Can I go on top of this? Looks like it. Right, anything else? It is curious that we're still getting money. Putrid skeleton.
Keep quiet.
Good. Some other buffs going on. We got them all.
Got them all.
Couldn't have said better myself, Marius. Essence pot. What have we got in this? Got a ruby. Binding copper. Little fun hidey hole. Yeah, can loot that. Okay. Well, let's go inside this fun little hole. I see. Okay. Okay. This goes back to our one campsite. Okay. Well, let's camp and hear out Marius and we can swap out for Kai.
I came here to help you do whatever you're supposed to do with your god friend. Instead, I'm here talking to dead people.
That had to have been difficult. The garden is stranger than I thought it would be. Did it give you any peace to see your childhood friend again? Whatever happened back there, you need to work it out on your own. I can't worry about that. The garden is stranger than I thought it would be.
I've heard about the garden all my life, and I never expected something like that. But thanks to you, I think I was ready for it. I mean, it was Bleste bizarre, but I could handle it. I will say, it's not really what I expected when I started tracking you and Kai back in Paradise.
What? You didn't think you'd be talking to dead friends and confronting a slumbering god? This isn't really what any of us expected. The world is strange, Marius. That's one of the things I like best about it. Do what you must to regain focus. We still have a ways to go. This isn't really what any of us expected.
I guess not, huh? You probably never expected to die and come right back either. It's been a bit of a ride, Envoy. I feel like it's coming to an end. One way or another. I don't know. Maybe the unexpected isn't so bad after all. I never expected you and I would become friends. Quick note. If you tell any of the others I said that, I'll poison your drink. Anyway.
Okay, get some rest.
You too.
And then... Oh, I have my ability point. Completely forgot. What should I take this time? Could upgrade blood magic. Could do that. Or I could get criticals capped out again. Yeah, I don't know. I could also put the final point into parry. I'll put a point into blood magic, why not? Make it a little less harsh when we cast it. Okay, and then let's exit here during morning. And let's swap Marius out for Kai. I assume this is what we're doing. We're gonna have a little heart-to-heart with every single companion before we inevitably get to Sapadal. Okay, and then where is this it? Yeah. There we are. I do have Kai with me now, right? Yeah.
Stay on your toes.
It's another Maegfolc. Alright. We know that they're tough as shit, so I am going to preemptively eat and drink here. Good. I wonder if I can get a sneak attack off. Yeah, this one's damaged. I wonder if there'll be one that's like full powered. Oh shit, there are two now.
Stay safe!
Okay.
Good one! Stay safe! That's more like... I got it.
I'm liking these really tough-ass enemies, though. This is pretty fucking enjoyable to, like, actually test our shit against. Drinking a pot.
Stay safe!
Good. Whew.
Nothing like a win with a good team.
Here, I didn't think we would be fighting Maegfolc in this game. I thought they would be, like, too fucking big. Ooh, Ring of Amplification. Oh, and hey, look at this. Okay, let's check out that ring real fast. Power attacks cause larger hit reactions. What exactly does that mean? Like they're staggers or whatever? Heavy iron rings like these are generally used by vanguard soldiers and shock troopers to break enemy shield walls or heavily fortified positions. Though the benefit of these rings is clear to see when enemies are sent staggering, the increased sense of bravado they instill in their wearers often lead them to an early grave. What's my other ring? The crit damage one? I'll try and get rid of the deflection one. We'll try more powerful units there. Because the crit damage is quite nice. Okay, and then let me consume some food. Good. Whoa, okay. Let's see, is there a way in which I can throw a different nade real easily? Or do I have my electro weapon at the ready? Yeah, I do. Wonder if this goes to that other room. Huh. Oh, look at this. Okay. Huh. Looks like we have to find another one to blast. Ah, there it is. Handy. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on going in through there. I want to see what's over this way.
Wait, isn't that Tama's cairn?
Here we go.
Oh dear.
Are you seeing this too? No. No. This can't be. I've sailed halfway across the world. I've never seen anything like this. This room, it looks just like Tama's.
Oh, okay.
Tama. No. No. I dealt with this. We stood at his memorial together. What is this, Envoy? This is your god's prison, not mine.
That's Tama? Sapadal's influence here has warped reality here. Woedica intended this place to trap a god's soul. Is this the snare your soul responds to? Woedica intended this place to trap a god's soul. Is this the snare your soul responds to?
Before we visited his memorial, yes. But I thought I'd broken free. I can't focus on his face. His features keep blurring, changing.
I wonder if... I'm guessing that there's an alternate way for these little bits here at the end to play out if you didn't do their side quest. And in this sense, I'm very curious how it would play out if you didn't do their side quests. You know? Like, I think most people who approach the game with an intent like, yeah, I'm going to play this game to the finish, you will think, well, of course I'm going to do the companion quests. I'm going to do the ones related to my followers. I'm so curious as to what the hell would happen if you chose not to do them and you got here. You didn't happen to take Aiko's special mushrooms, did you? He looks normal to me. What do you mean? What do you mean his features are blurring?
I'm not sure. I know it's him, but I don't recognize him as the Tama I knew. It's like he keeps changing in front of me. Does that make sense?
Arcane Scholar. Souls wander the in-between or return to the wheel. This isn't Tama's soul, but perhaps a construct of your memory. If he doesn't look like the Tama you remember, how do you remember him? Look away, this may be a trap. This isn't Tama's soul, but perhaps a construct of your memory.
Then why does he look so unfamiliar? I used to remember his face so clearly from that night. His rigid jaw, the way his eyes crinkled at the corners. He was in pain, but trying to hide it.
Then what do you see when you look at this Tama? A dying man. That's what you remembered. You remembered the version of him that was tied to your guilt. Then what do you see when you look at this Tama?
I see everything. All his moments at once. Joy, sadness, anger, heartbreak, stomachache. Everything from the handful of years that I knew him and the decades before we'd met. He's almost a stranger.
That's beautiful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm not. All this time I kept him frozen in his worst moment. When he was suffering and when I failed him. But now that I see him as more, it's like he's free of that.
Yeah, God, I'm so curious as to... Right, I feel like so long as you resolved their quest, you would get this here and it would be good. But what the hell would happen if you chose to not do any of them? Would they actually get stuck here or something? And so are you. He's more than your memory allowed him to be. What does this mean? He's more than your memory allowed him to be.
Yeah. I never realized what an injustice I was doing to us both. You're right. I am. It's like you said. I'm not letting my regret define me. I won't make that mistake again.
You come a long way. I'm glad. So what now? What now?
We've spent long enough with my past. You and I haven't always seen eye to eye, but I respect that you're the one making tough decisions. And it means more than I could say that you've been by my side through this. So whatever comes next, I'll be by yours. Now let's go find this god of yours and end the Dream Scourge. When we reach them, what do you think we'll find? A victim? A villain?
A victim, definitely a villain, something in between, one way to find out. It's gonna be something in between. Okay. Also, I like the play on words with in between. Something in between.
I suspect you're right. Let's end this. I'll follow your lead, as always.
Okay. Oh, the body is gone. I'm gonna take a shroom, though. I can't even jump upon the bed. I suppose that would be disrespectful. Tama's haiku. The hidden heart thirsts, lie spring beneath the desert. It was always you. You know, as someone who doesn't really fully appreciate poetry, right, and the beauty and art of them, right, I don't get it, right? I don't have the, I don't think I have the mind for that, right? I'm an idiot, I guess. I need, if I am to appreciate poetry, there needs to be a stupid little rhyme. I like that. I like it when the words rhyme. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. Haikus are perhaps the most difficult of all for me to appreciate. You know, haikus are, it ain't easy. I don't fucking get what's going on there. I can't, my mind is too fucking dull to appreciate a good haiku. I don't get what all the fuss is about. Haiku schmaiku. Okay. Maegfolc Origin 7. Are we up to 7 already? Didn't I skip some? Is this where we would have come in from otherwise? Yeah. Life is a prayer. I cannot approach God among the noisy company of the shimmed. Their false God function deludes them. All their labor now is divine onanism. What is that word? I do not think it can bear fruit. Great loops of false prayback now garrote their society, and every day those loops tighten. The exaltation of self-validation accelerates. As the shimmed improve their talent at falsifying prayback, they render every action holy and godlike, and begin to see any choice as an approach to God. They have even begun to seek the Godhead for themselves. Whether through the synthesis of divinity or through re-emanation, some seek to divide themselves into children, as souls are divided into children. Others seek congress with the land in the manner of the tree, whether by prosthetic imitation or ritual. This, I know, is blasphemy, but they no longer know the way towards God from the way that departs God. They have made themselves their own compass, and wherever they turn, the needle always points ahead. A great and rapturous chaos will overtake them once everything is holy. I have gone out into the godless land to seek God in the resumption of my purpose. Some trace of the insisted ones must remain. I will find it. If I cannot find it, I will wait until it finds me. Huh. Okay. Anything here? I will take all that. Let's see, can we deal with that? Thank you. Little treasure here. Now, more of it.
Here it comes.
Probably nothing. Just a spidery ball. Okay. Oh. Got a bunch of these to deal with now. They all in there? Well, at least one is. So 2 is there that. I don't see the final one. Do I? Am I looking right at it and I don't even notice? Don't think so. Maybe I can't get it from here. Okay. Can I travel up? Maybe I can see it from up top. I still don't know about that damn sarcophagus and its key. Oh, I need spell an illusion. Oh, this is probably going to be Yahtzlee's whatever. Okay. Nope, it's definitely head in here. Take all that. Good. Wayfinder. One-handed melee unique. Wayfinder. It's a spear. A full combo attack deals high stun to nearby enemies. Greatly increases the distance traveled during a power attack. The wooden haft of this spear has decorative patterns burnt into its surface, detailing the arduous journey the vanguards of the godless people underwent to first find the living lands. These explorers faced harrowing trials to find a new homeland for their people, but never did their spirit break, even as their bodies failed them. This weapon was carried by the very first godless that set foot onto the living lands, and that singular moment of triumph and relief lives on in it forever. I do appreciate that it deals high stun, but unfortunately being a spear, it has very little synergy with any other stun building perk. Thus, it's kind of shit. Right? If you want to make a stun build, it kind of has to be one that either benefits from stunning blows, which would be maces or hammers, or staggering shot, which would be bows and guns. That way you get, like, big-time stun build-up every attack. Well, you know what? Maybe this wasn't tied to Yahtzlee. It was just a fun treasure. Okay, well. I'll take that. Where's this put me out at? Oh, okay. Sure. Let's go over here. Okay, can you
coming in hot?
Burn that down? Oh, got some freaks in here.
Point for you.
Oh, I see. I think my new power knocks them over. Right? Yeah, my power attacks will now knock over weaker enemies like this. Which is good, because we do have something that makes us deal a lot more damage to ragdolled enemies, right? Isn't it through our totem?
Another glorious battle.
So it synergizes shockingly well with that ring. And it's just nice to be able to knock them down like that. They can't damage you usually if they're knocked over. Now we need to stash some of these things. Okay. Good. That ought to do it. Safe to assume that these aren't going to do anything?
Aim. Where now? Aye, aye. I don't know about that. Stand back. Here it comes. Coming in hot.
You think actually clearing this out will do anything? I don't think so.
Go where?
Ready? Aim.
Yeah, I don't think so. Alright. Jess is often the case with these. Nothing here that we can jump up to. Don't think so. Let's go for a dip. Okay. Sure. Very purple.
Stand back.
Where's this go to? Back out to the campsite, or... No, this is somewhere else. Oh, sarcophagus key. Oh, fuck me. Okay, we finally got it. Is that more Maegfolc?
Incredible.
Oh, to see all this in its heyday, in its full splendor.
Strangled Aedyran. I didn't expect another one of these.
What's happening? As the affliction fester even here. It threatens our heart. We cannot fight this invasion alone.
Easy. I made it this far. I'm not going to abandon you now. It only grows if you give it power. It feeds off your fear. Finally, a practical problem. I was worried you'd give me another riddle. Pull yourself together. You're a god. This is your domain. Say that.
Your resolve must be ours. We try. We try.
Okay. Good. Rather not engage those enemies just yet. Okay. Let's come at this from the proper route. Is there anything in this water? I don't think so. It's too shallow. Came up over here. Some little fun-loving creatures. Okay. Let me do a quick save here. Oh! Giada? You're back here? Ah! Huh. I don't like that. Giada, that's very creepy what you're doing. That's very creepy. Oh, that scares me a bit, Giada. That was very scary opening that and seeing you there. Okay. Well, this isn't where the sarcophagus was. Good God, I don't know if I remember exactly where it was. Well, now we know what this door goes to at the very least. It's our time to use the key. It's like the first time the game has dealt us a dungeon that's like not linear. You know? Even like we tend to get linear with branching paths, and the paths that branch usually don't venture too far out. But this is really far and away from that. There's the sarcophagus. Okay. It's probably going to be a weapon or something. Armor? Armor. Spirit Mender, medium armor. Looks like it's got a whole chest plate of Aedyran. What's it look like? Not nearly as cool as my current situation. Okay. Spirit Mender. 2% of your attack damage is restored as essence. 100 max essence. Okay. I guess that's alright. I don't know. While Aedyran is not an uncommon component used in crafting weapons and armor, it is rare for it to be the main material. In order to shape such large quantities of Aedyran, one must process or possess both the knowledge of esoteric techniques and surpassing skill to perform them. This breastplate dates back to the days of the ancient Engwithans, when such things were more prevalent. Though long separated from the pillar it originated from, this Aedyran is still suffused with more than enough essence for plenty of lifetimes, vastly increasing the wearer's own reserves. Yeah, it would almost double ours. That said, we don't exactly specialize in that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know how much I would want, because there's nothing that scales upward with having more essence, you know? Okay. I feel like at a certain point, why not just, roll in with blood magic right at this level? If you're an essence user, you're probably rolling in heavy with blood magic. And then popping like a combination of health and essence restoratives. I'm glad we finally figured these out. I thought I had fucked up, but as it turns out, you just need to get a little bit ahead here. And it loops back around. Okay. Putrid Skeleton Chanter. We still haven't gotten to Yahtzee's little trippy moment. Let's go for the Chanter here. Oh shit, there's a power bear. Shit. Hey, I was able to get the special attack off that time. Okay. Purple. So are we just like chain pulling right now? What's going on? Come on, I got so many fucking dudes here. Okay.
Next one's mine.
Good. I'm just worried that we're gonna pull a fucking Maegfolc. Wow, yeah, we can stun the bear out of its attacks. Or not even stun, but stagger, I should say. This is a rank 5.3 bear. A legendary bear, rank 3. I guess is what you would call it. Okay. That went well. And here I thought we were gonna finish the game this video, but I don't think so. The garden has turned out to be way larger than I would have expected. I was expecting just like a fucking boss arena or something with like a few bits of trash. Oh well, broken aqueduct. Which I don't think it's as big as a normal zone, but it is substantial. Anything in this water? Thank fuck there aren't aquatic enemies, huh? Ooh. Hello. Unmaker. What weapon is that? A two-hander? Yeah. Two-handed sword, I guess. Power attacks deal plus 15% bonus attack damage. Crit hits deal high stun to nearby Maegfolc? Huh. Bane of the Eyeless. Something that does extra damage to Maegfolc specifically. Etched into this wavy stone sword are swirling patterns that call to mind blowing wind. Despite the unusual material the blade has been carved from, it retains a deadly edge and shows no signs of wear. When the Maegfolc attacked the living lands, the godless champion wielding this weapon was among the last to fall to their unstoppable might. Dozens of Maegfolc were destroyed by Unmaker's blade, and with each one slain, a little more essence was absorbed into the stone sword. The weapon now seems to harbor a writhing hatred for Maegfolc. Cool. I'm gonna stash it though, I bet it's heavy as hell. Okay. Anything else down in this water area? I don't think so. Maybe? Oh yeah, look at this. Can't have Kai do anything there. Okay. I bet we have to crouch underneath. And do it this way.
Coming in hot. Aye, aye.
Okay. What have we got? Probably just crafting mats. A few junk items. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to a range build using that one arquebus. That's probably my biggest regret with the game. That and maybe not going with a noble background. Right? I feel like noble background would have fit my character a bit more. That said, there have been a surprising amount of scholar checks that have been in line with how I play my character as far as role-playing is concerned. Okay. Looks like we ought to jump up that. What the hell is this thing? Hey, is this one of the Fabergé eggs that the Ingwithans made? Is this one of these big Fabergé egg things that, draw the Beowicks or whatever? From Pillars 1? How the Watcher of Cadnua gets their Watcher senses? They're a lot smaller, though. In Pillars 1, they were gigantic. Maybe this is meant to be a little tiny one. Anything else? Nope. Can I interact with this? I don't know. Looks almost like it. I don't think that's one of them. Okay. Fun-loving goat. It's like some more shit over here you can jump around to. I don't know if you can make that jump. Looks like certain death. That said, there's definitely a little ramp. Maybe I should try it. Okay. I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh no! Okay, let's quick load. Maybe I can. I have to jump around that though. I bet I have enough forward momentum to do it. Maybe. It'll be close. At first I was thinking I could thread the needle there, but I don't think so. Oh my god! Whoa. Where's this go? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where am I going? Ogren's Blessing. Is this a secret little area just for high run speed characters? Is this a little treat just for me? High move speed character only area? No, no way. There must be like a normal way for people to get here. Brooch of Spreading Flame.
I'll never understand the Akkadian love for death traps.
I'm starting to think these people killed themselves off.
Okay, Kai, we know that's not true. Okay, well. Brooch of Spreading Flame. Your fire damage has a 50% chance to jump to nearby enemies. That's not bad. 50%. Especially if you're dealing all fire damage. This bronze brooch, set with a magnificent fire opal, is a beloved accessory for pyromancers everywhere. When its wearer channels fire magic, the gem glows with a brilliant light. The weak must exercise caution when wearing this brooch, as it drives lesser minds to commit increasingly more destructive acts of arson. Okay. How are you meant to normally get here? I feel like I'm doing some real weird shit that I'm not meant to.
You could have turned off the traps first, right?
Now I see why your emperor sent you alone.
What? What are we talking about here? We're talking about this. Oh, whoops. I don't see any of the other ones, though. I probably have a bad angle, because this is not the way you're meant to enter here. So is this safe? Ooh, that cut me, I think. Okay. This ain't so bad. I mean, we do also have that amulet, don't we? Yeah. Fuck it, I'm equipping it. Now I'm immune to them. Yeah, it doesn't even hurt me. Cool. Now check that out. It's one of those fun little trips that we can go on. Is that one that I've shot? I have no idea where the other one is. Or other ones. Maegfolc Orazon 8. Life is a prayer. My faith has been rewarded. God function has sent unto me a kith, a dwarf named Theodore, who awakened me with Mogren's prayers. Theodore worships me, and in his prayer I see the reflection of Prayback. Once again, I have purpose. Theodore tells me he comes from a settlement named Solace, and that in this settlement there once dwelt a dwarf named Nandru, who received divine knowledge from no divinity. For the first time in many multiples of task time, I think that I can truly pray. I can fulfill God function. I must go unto Solace and discover all traces of the insisted, and utterly extirpate whatever remains of them. Praise God function. I like that they talk this way. I turned them all off. Looks like I could jump through this, but to what end? Looks like it'll take me back. Oh, into something even bigger and greater. Okay. Where's my stupid alembic that I've used for so long? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let me also chow down on some food. There we are. Let's jump this. You know, I don't know if that actually was a secret path for me to take, being a high move speed character, but it sure felt like it. And you know what, for that, I'm grateful. I was gonna fight a Maegfolc here. Looked like type of arena for one. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Oh, look in here. This looks real important.
This feels familiar. Hurry, let's go inside.
Oh, finally, this is Yahtzle's. This is it. No?
This is the library from my dreams.
Oh.
It's real? Look at all these tablets. Actual written records. Oh, somebody pinch me. And there's even some wine to read with. Oh, whoever was here last, I would have gotten along well with them.
So was the mysterious and creepy fucked up figure in her dream of this?
They're building this place. Clearly they wanted their story
Was it her?
preserved, no matter the cost.
She was haunting herself? Or maybe we have yet to meet who it is. Hello.
Garlawain's gonads. Look! It's even the same hearth from my dream. And that's the chair. It's the picture of coziness.
I don't know if I'd call this place cozy. Wait, if dreams can be real now, we might need to keep an eye on our teeth. I don't know if I'd call this place cozy.
It's plush and warm, Envoy. What more do you want?
Is it plush?
Finally! You've arrived.
Oh.
There it's balls. That took 10 years off my life. Wait. You must be the librarian from my dreams. Oh, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. Oh, though, you do look quite familiar.
You could be twins. Except your hair's better.
It has been quite some time. Too many years to number. Of course. You are an ancestor? A very fashionable one at that. No, child. We are the keeper of these tablets. Or have you already forgotten?
What?
Oh, of course. I was you in a past life. Oh, I'm such a fool. You lived with animancers, and yet the idea of awakening to your past lives never entered your mind.
This is definitely sounding like one of Giada's ghost stories.
I was the last of the Akida. Once the attack started, a few of us were charged with preserving as much of our history as we could. So we retreated with as much as we could carry. The attacks? You must mean the Maegfolc attacks. Yes, we've heard. Is that the reason for the bodies outside? Yes. Your monstrous gods, who bought their divinity with blood and the souls of their faithful. They tried to butcher every last one of us.
You just sat here and listened to all your friends die? It seems like they succeeded. Clearly not a Woedican then. You just sat here and listened to all your friends die.
Yes. There was little else I could do. I'm a scholar, not a fighter. A lesson I'm glad you learned. But how did the Maegfolc reach you in here? They didn't. Between the screams of my kin being slaughtered and the screeching of the Maegfolc, I couldn't breathe.
Wow, you died of a
That's
panic
the screeching
attack.
I heard in my dream, Envoy. I knew I recognized it when we killed that Maegfolc. Once it was gone, there was nothing left. And perversely, I found the quiet worse. So I decided on another way. One that wouldn't give your gods the satisfaction. Poison. At least you washed it down with some good wine.
Arcane Scholar. Oh, is that Razor Gill dust? Tell me, did the cardiac failure begin before or after the seizures? Jesus. I'm sure she would have preferred living. I admire your resolve to kill yourself before the gods could. What an awful choice. Yeah, I think my character would say what an awful choice. What an awful choice.
Hopefully we won't have to choose for ourselves anytime soon. Yatsley, you know what you must do now. I abandoned my duty to protect our history, but you... Someone must tell the story of the Aedyran, and there is no one else. I'm already an expert. What more do you want me to do? Oh, think about it, Yatsley. You have been training to be the new protector of this collection since childhood. I couldn't ask for a better successor. But that was your duty. I have my own dreams. Yatsley, if you do not become the new librarian, there will be no other. The stories of the Aedyran will turn to dust, and my people, our people, will be forgotten. Just as the burned queen wanted all along, when she sent her Maegfolc to choke the life from us. This is all too much. What do you think, Envoy?
There isn't anyone else who can do this. Fiora still needs you. Are you really willing to give up your apprenticeship with Rengrim? It's your life, your decision. It's interesting that Yatsley actually has 3 different directions she could go with this. And in truth, really none of them are ones that necessarily appeal to me being a Aedyran loyalist. You know? Yeah, like, I suppose I definitely don't want her to do work at Fiora. But archiving this versus doing an apprenticeship with Rengrim, I feel like my character could care less. I mean, I suppose maybe an apprenticeship with Rengrim stands to benefit society more. Right? I mean, it's still kind of roundabout. I guess we'll go with the apprenticeship then. Are you really willing to give up your apprenticeship with Rengrim?
That apprenticeship is more than I could have ever asked for. I don't know. That's hard to ignore. A chosen of Sapadal, yet you do not stand with your people. How disappointing. Our time is at an end, Yatsley. It's time for me to go. Wait! I've not even asked you any questions! Tell me about your marriage rites. And oh, did you mean for all your buildings to look so phallic? Unfortunately, my time is at an end. You must keep Yatsley alive. She is the last hope of the Aedyran.
Really?
So this is goodbye. I wish we could have... No. I wish that all of you had a better ending. Choose well, Yatsley. And good luck.
How did Yatsley manage to get the soul of an Aedyran, though?
Envoy, but we should get going. We can talk back in camp. Later.
Right, because wouldn't, right, one of 2 things would have happened. Like the Maegfolc tablet said, wouldn't they have all been, like, crushed and turned into concrete and used to whatever end? I don't know. I don't think to build any of this, no? Because that was the Maegfolc writings that mentioned it.
She must have wanted to leave some evidence of herself here. I would want the same thing.
Or, alternatively, having died like this, probably when they have returned to the Aedyran network of the Living Lands and then come out as someone else? Because Yatsley isn't native born to the Living Lands, right? Yeah, they're from... Well, I don't know where Yahtzli's from, I guess. Quilichi is from the Valian Republics. Yeah, I don't know. Where does Yahtzli hail from again? I don't remember. There's an Aedyran tablet. A tablet that looks relatively new and half-finished. There's some diagrams that imply the unintelligible text is about a ritual of some kind, but without being able to read Aedyran, that's all that can be gleaned. Yahtzli, can you read it? Maybe back at camp. Okay. So that's Yahtzli's past self. It's a little on the nose that they have the same hair and voice. Maybe there's more to that, though. Right, maybe there's an opening for that to be a little bit more bizarre than it seems at first blush. Right, less coincidental and more deliberate. Okay, anything else around here? Not in this section. No. Okay. Well, you know what? I think we'll call it here for now. You know, this is kind of a safe and quiet area. When next we return, we need to go down over here, was it? Or here? And get that memory of a past life, speaking of past lives. And we need to go back to camp and check in with Yahtzli at least. And then we can proceed here, which this looks like our big super showdown area, maybe. Right, if this were a boss arena, probably be this gigantic orb. No? Or we go inside of it and there's our arena. Alright, well, until next time, please take care of each other.